Hey, Ebro, guess what? What? We have Bill de Blasio
Our
back
guy.
on the show.
First and foremost, how's Afro Son?
How's what?
Your son, we call him Afro Son. He's a superhero to us.
Well, Dante is very famous now. His hair is substantially more famous. And Dante's doing good. You know, he's cool in the saddle. He's back at school, and he's just keeping it real, as we say.
What? Wow, de Blasio said keeping it real. What is his dating life? Is he going on dates now, your son Dante? Like, how are you handling his fame?
Well, you know, I won't get into Dante's private life. He wouldn't like that. I will simply say I think he's handling his fame very well. I think he's got his feet on the ground. He is a very thoughtful, worldly young man, and this is just something that's part of his life, but the rest of his life is going on as normal.
Well, I hope so, because I thought, you know, and I love the story of your family, but I was like, man, this kid is so famous, and when he gets to be a senior in high school, he could be out of control if you don't grip him up.
We're keeping order in the household.
And you tell him, do not, I repeat, do not try to start rapping. Do not hang out with rappers. Do not be in rap videos, any of that. We need Dante focused.
That's very wise advice from worldly gentlemen.
Thank you. Do be honest, do you and Dante or the family in the car ever listen to Hot 97? Is he a hip-hop fan? Is your daughter a hip-hop fan? Where are you guys at with that?
They have a hip-hop side to what they like, but I'll tell you, they're a little more old school.
Okay.
They are very big into Wu-Tang Clan. That's like a big deal to them.
I respect it.
Very good. Yo, we future Mayor de Blasio, we should bring you on stage at Rock the Bells.
Wu-Tang is performing.
Yeah, you should come to Rock the Bells.
Well, and there's a hologram that is particularly interesting. That's all I want to say.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, the Old Dirty Bastard hologram. God, de Blasio, you're on point. All right, so
gotta stay up to date, you know.
Okay, so first of all, the Daily News ran a piece. You know, the media has been going hard at you, and they're not stopping now that you have the nomination. They ran a piece about the 3 times you have changed your name. They want to know who the real Bill de Blasio is.
Who are you? We feel like we don't even know who you are anymore.
I know, isn't it great? I am the same person I've always been. So, look, it's a difficult thing to talk about, but I'll try and say it simply. I came from a pretty broken family, and my father was not around for much of my upbringing, and, you know, the side of my family that really brought me up was my mom's side, which is the de Blasio side. So, over time, I did make 2 changes. First, I hyphenated my last names, and then I decided that really my mom's last name was the one that represented who I was, and I ultimately made that legal change. But I am the same person throughout.
No, we know. I think the article's pretty ridiculous.
But then it also said that you changed your name from William to Warren.
Now, see, that's the other strange thing that some people are not keying into. I was given the formal name Warren when I was born, but for reasons I still don't understand, was never called it. I was always called Bill or Billy my whole life, and it's a strange mystery of my family, but that's how it happened.
So your name is not William?
No. Now, what I did was I made everything consistent, legal, exactly how I'm actually known. So my legal name is Bill de Blasio, and that's the way I am known, and I have been for a long time.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, and then also the New York Times apparently has been going at you and saying, accusing you of being a radical leftist. Not that I have anything wrong with being a radical leftist, by the way, but saying that like associating you with the Sandinistas and all kinds of craziness. What's your response to this?
Well, I'll be fair to the Times. I don't think there's an accusation in it. I think it's one version of work I did 25 years ago. I'm very proud of the work I did. You know, at that time, the United States policy towards Central America was just plain wrong. We were intervening in other countries inappropriately. In fact, public opinion in this country turned against that, against Reagan and George Bush, the first George Bush's policies. So I'm proud to have been part of a movement that helped in our own way to affect policies of this country for the better. I'm proud to have supported what I think were very good efforts in Central America to create a more just society. And it's just continuity of what I'm doing now. I mean, the issue I talk about is the inequalities in this society that have to be addressed, particularly here in this city. And it's been my life's work. So I'm whatever way they want to cast it, I'm very proud of the work I did.
I like it. I actually like hearing you say that. So let's talk about inequalities in the city. You always say, I think your quote is the tale of two cities. And
the tale of two cities, because that's some people are doing very, very well, and most people are struggling. That's the reality in New York City today.
And one of your platforms is affordable housing. So I challenge you right now: if you were to build affordable housing in this town, where would you place it, and what would be the process for people who are coming out of low income or the projects to getting their hands on this affordable housing?
So the idea here is over the next 10 years to create 200,000 new units of affordable housing. The way I would do it is very different from how the Bloomberg administration approached it. I would be much tougher on the real estate industry, that they would have to create affordable housing in the major development they do, that would be literally the price of admission. And a number of other parts of my plan that I think have helped us to really create a lot more affordable housing. Where are we going to put it? Look, there's some parts of the city where there is open land or there's underutilized land. There's other places where we're going to build up higher and make sure that in the process we're devoting more of the units created to affordable housing. How do people get it? It's the same way that our current affordable housing plans work. People have to apply. There's a lottery system. Some of the units are reserved for folks from the immediate neighborhoods. Others, there's like 50% for the immediate neighborhoods, 50% for people from all over the city.
So now in the past, there's been some controversy on these lotteries. There's been corruption in these lotteries. Do you have systems? Do you have systems that you're planning to put in place so it's not like if you got to know somebody on the inside to get your hands on affordable housing?
Well, as I said, you are worldly gentlemen, so you know that that's a reality. Yeah, I've worked in affordable housing for a long time, including when I was in the Clinton administration working in the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, and this is a real problem. You create affordable housing, but it's only, the achievement is only as good as the process that you use to get it in the hands of people who need it. If there's corruption in that process or bias, it defeats the whole purpose. So I am very keen on adding additional controls and checks and balances to make sure that those lotteries are actually pure lotteries.
Yeah, my big thing as a homeowner is just making sure that the investment that I made and the property value that I made in real estate isn't damaged by any of these endeavors. Is there a way for you to protect that for me, for somebody like myself?
I think, given what's happening with real estate values in this city, I don't think you have any reason to be worried. The affordable housing that's being created nowadays is of a quality that I don't think it undercuts in any way the value of the surrounding area. I think, on top of that, again, that this has become such an attractive place that I think values are going to be strong for the long term. But the bottom line is, our first obligation is to make sure that New Yorkers can actually live in New York. That's and right. So many people are being forced out right now that we've got to devote ourselves to affordable housing. I don't think it's going to have a negative impact on the homes around it.
Don't worry, Ebro just likes to sound like he has a lot. He could only afford a condo in Jersey. He is not in Manhattan. Don't you let him worry about housing value. Hey,
so He was just fronting there, huh?
Yeah, that was straight fronting.
Yo,
Thank you.
That's what I do.
That is what you do it well, Ebro. So as honestly as you can be about it, this is New York. It is not easy for Republicans to even have a chance here, which is one of the reasons I love New York. But do you see anyone as a formidable challenge for you come general election?
Look, I think the Republicans are up to their old tricks, and some of the rhetoric you're hearing the last few days is classic, the kind of a negative rhetoric that they use traditionally in elections, the kind of right-wing approach that we've seen many times before. I don't think the people in the city are going to fall for it. That being said, it's a competitive election. Obviously, Republicans have won the mayoralty in recent elections. It's going to be very competitive, and we're taking it very, very seriously. But I bluntly believe, one, that the message that I have of addressing inequality is going to win the day, and I don't think the Republican message comes close to addressing these issues. And two, we have the ground game. What we showed in the primary, and I think surprised a lot of people, was how strong our grassroots operation was, our volunteer operation. We're going to repeat that again on November 5th.
I like it. Bill de Blasio's with us this morning, ladies and gentlemen. I guess before we let you go, we got to get into stop and frisk. And I've been listening, learning what I can about where the real bad pockets are in New York City. And I'm told the 2 worst precincts for stop and frisk are in Brooklyn. Is that correct?
I don't know if the 2 worst are right now. I think at various points that may be true. But the problem is obviously a citywide problem. The overuse of stop and frisk has really, I think, divided police from community in many neighborhoods. Obviously, it's been done unconstitutionally in many cases, and I'm very adamant that we have to change this.
So I've sat down with a gentleman by the name of Ken Thompson, who just, I guess, moved into this voting to become Brooklyn DA, but he doesn't have a challenger. So it looks like the new Brooklyn DA may be this young man by the name of Ken Thompson, a former prosecutor. He worked on the Amadou Diallo case and some other things. He's suggesting that in the precincts, in these 2 bad pockets in Brooklyn, he would like to have a judge. So if someone is brought in and it's unconstitutional, they'll immediately be released. Have you heard of this?
I haven't. I know Ken, and I think Ken's going to be a great Brooklyn district attorney, and I say that as a Brooklynite. I'm really happy that he'll be in that role. I don't know about that proposal, but I do think what we need to do here is systematically change our approach. As I've said, we need a new police commissioner who will really focus on bringing police and community back together. And we've got some new tools, the new inspector general that's been voted on, the anti-profiling ban. The focus here is, look, good policing involves developing real relationships between police and community. That's where you get the information to find out where criminals are, where illegal guns are, etc. That's where I want to get us. It is about changing the training, the approach. I think beat cops, by the way, are going to welcome this because from cops I've talked to, would like to get on with the work they've been trained to do. They don't want to do a bunch of stops that are for no reason and stopping a bunch of innocent people. They want to get on with the work of serious policing, and that's the direction we're going to go in.
So it sounds like you say if Bill de Blasio's in town, if there's a new mayor in town, there's also going to be a new chief. Ray Kelly's out.
That's exactly right. And, we have a very different philosophy on some issues. I respect him, but I think what he's done with the overuse of stop and frisk was a huge mistake. And, when community concerns were raised, he didn't choose to address them. And I think we need to go in a different direction.
Wow. Major statement, Mr. de Blasio. And I salute you for it. And I think a lot of people will agree with you. And good luck, man, because I'm a registered independent, but I will be voting for de Blasio.
Wow, so now I endorsed him last time, Ebro. Now you're jumping in for the full Hot 97 morning show endorsement.
Well, I don't know where Syph and Laura Stiles are at and Shawnee Culture and the rest of them, but I'm in.
Well,
I'm not going to rest until I get the entire group, okay? This is very important to me. I need everyone on board here.
All right, now, good luck on November 5th, and we'll be waiting for that phone call to DJ the celebration party. That's what you should have us come do, is knock that party out.
I know I'm talking to the experts. We look forward to it.
We'll see.
And plus, we'll get you and the kids some Wu-Tang tickets.
No, you know what? I'm not going to do that. Every politician makes promises, and we've been very supportive of Bill de Blasio, and I'm waiting for him to deliver. Ebro, this is politics. You got to play the game. We'll see how he delivers, and then we'll see what happens.
Hold him. Sir, we will hold you accountable.
Exactly.
We will.
Bill de Blasio, thank you, sir.
Amen. Thank you, guys. Take care now.
Later.